The U.S. Air Force yesterday awarded $900 million contracts to Lockheed Martin and Raytheon to develop a new, nuclear-armed cruise missile. The Long-Range Standoff Weapon, or LRSO, is meant to modernize the offensive punch of American bombers, keeping even older planes such as the B-52 relevant. Critics, however, argue that as older nuclear cruise missiles age out they should not be replaced, as they increase the likelihood of a misunderstanding that could lead to nuclear war. In a statement, U.S. Secretary of the Air Force Heather Wilson said about LRSO, "This weapon will modernize the air leg of the nuclear triad. Deterrence works if our adversaries know that we can hold at risk things they value. This weapon will enhance our ability to do so, and we must modernize it cost-effectively." The United States Air Force will buy 1,000 LRSO, which will equip the B-52H Stratofortress, B-2A Spirit, and forthcoming B-21 Raider bombers. The B-1B bomber has been designed a conventional-only bomber. The Air Force believes the LRSO is critical to keeping the old, lumbering, non-B-52H in the country's nuclear arsenal. The B-52H currently operates the AGM-86B cruise missile in the nuclear role, while the B-2A carries only B-61 free-fall nuclear bombs. The B-21 Raider, when it comes to fruition many years from now, will probably carry everything. The justification for nuclear cruise missiles is that in the event of a nuclear war, bombers can launch them toward distant targets without getting too close to enemy air defenses. A stealthy bomber armed with LRSOs could use them to punch its way through enemy defenses, nuking fixed anti-air missile, radar, and command and control sites in its path before striking the final, main target. Non-bombers such as the B-52H could stand off at a distance and kick in the door for stealthy bombers, but would be unable to accompany the B-2A and B-21 into hostile enemy territory. On the other hand, people including former Secretary of Defense William Perry charge that nuclear-tipped cruise missiles make accidental nuclear war more likely. His new opposite the editorial page in the Washington Post is called, "Mr. President, Kill the New Cruise Missile." They say that non-nuclear cruise missiles, which have been used since the 1991 Persian Gulf War, are now a regular part of conventional warfare. The existence of nuclear cruise missiles ups the stakes in a conventional war, as an adversary observing a flight of cruise missiles on his radar screens does not know whether he is about to get hit with conventional or nuclear weapons. If the adversary assumes the worst-case scenario, he may believe he should launch his own nuclear weapons in response, inadvertently starting a nuclear conflict. As reported in Flight Global, the $1.8 billion contracts will cover the technology development phase of the missile through 2022. Between now and 2022, the two defense contractors will start nailing down the technologies necessary to bring the missile to life, demonstrate critical technology and prototypes, and complete preliminary design. For a PowerPoint-friendly, layman-unfriendly, brain-melting guide to the defense acquisition process.
1, 2, 3. Good. Good.
The Air Force is accelerating development of a special, high-tech, onboard threat library for the F-35 designed to precisely identify enemy aircraft operating in different high-risk areas around the globe, such as a Chinese J-20 stealth fighter or Russian T-50 PAK-4 5th-gen fighter, service leaders said. Described as the brains of the airplane, the mission data files are extensive onboard data systems compiling information on geography, airspace and potential threats in areas where the F-35 might be expected to perform combat operations, Air Force officials explained. Mission data files are the key that unlocks the F-35, Brigadier General Scott Plius, director of the F-35 Integration Office said. Consisting of hardware and software, the mission data files are essentially a database of known threats and friendly aircraft in specific parts of the world. The files are being worked on at a reprogramming laboratory at Eglin Air Force Base, FLUM, Air Force officials said. The mission data files are designed to work with the aircraft's radar warning receiver engineered to find and identify approaching enemy threats and incoming hostile fire. Plius said the service is working vigorously to speed up development and integration of new software engineered to widen the threat envelope of the mission data files to enable the now operational F-35 to better identify specific enemy threats. While the progress at the Eglin laboratory has been steady, the integration of the mission data files for the F-35 have experienced some delays, prompting the current effort to quicken the pace so that the operational aircraft has the most extensive threat library possible. The first increments of the technology will be integrated for training F-35s, Plius explained. If there is nothing in the library, the F-35 will not know exactly what the threat will be, he said. The mission data packages are loaded with a wide range of information to include commercial airliner information and specifics on Russian and Chinese fighter jets. For example, the mission data system would enable a pilot to quickly identify a Russian MiG-29 if it were detected by the F-35 sensors. The mission data files are being engineered to adjust to new threat and intelligence information as it emerges. Overall, the Air Force is developing 12 different mission data files for 12 different geographic areas, Air Force officials said. The idea with having an advanced threat library is to enable F-35 pilots to see and destroy enemies in the air, well in advance of a potential dogfight scenario. This can be explained in terms of a well-known Air Force strategic concept pioneered years ago by air theorist and pilot John Boyd, referred to as the OODA loop, for observe, orient, decide and act. The concept is to complete this process quickly and make fast decisions while in an air-to-air dogfight, in order to get inside the enemy's decision cycle, properly anticipate, and destroy an enemy before they can destroy you. The F-35 is designed with long-range sensors and data fusion technologies such that, as a fifth-generation aircraft, it can complete the OODA loop much more quickly than potential adversaries, F-35 advocates claim.